Hi, I'm Zaina Juliette.
It's Zaina Juliette and Friends. Stay tuned for great conversation and music each week. And now, here's Zaina.
Hi, I'm Zaina Juliette, and you're watching Zaina Juliette and Friends. And today I have with me a super fantastic special guest. His name is Gregg Austin. You ever know those times or had any type of moments where someone said that you can't when you knew that you could? We're going to talk about that because my guest today proved them all wrong. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. Like I said earlier, I am sitting with my guest, Mr. Gregg Austin. Many of you know him around town as one of the most phenomenal producers. He's done outstanding shows and he's been at it for a long time. Gregg Austin is an outstanding producer. And if you're in town, I would suggest you go and check out some of his shows. Let's talk to Gregg Austin and find out more. Hey, Gregg, welcome to the show.
How are you? I'm really happy to be here. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and it is an honor to have you.
No, it's an honor for me to be here. It truly is. I really when I was first approached me about this, I was excited to the point of wanting to come that day. So I'm here.
Oh,
I'm very
awesome.
happy to be here.
Well, you know, Gregg, there's so much to you. You know that it's going to probably be 2 shows with you. You know.
Well, I've been in this business a long time. I've been in Las Vegas since May of 1988.
Wow.
And been very lucky. I've had several different things that I've been involved in over those years. My own group. I've had my own show. I've been party to a number of other shows. But and I consider myself one of the luckiest men in show business today.
I think you're one of the hardest working men in show business as well.
Well, that's been said. My mother used to tell me all the time, never say you're lucky, say that you're blessed.
Yes.
And so I have to say that, you know, I've had extraordinary success in this town, but I put a lot of hard work into it.
Yes, and that's something we should talk about a little later. But Gregg, why don't you tell the audience, where did it begin for you? Tell us your journey. Take us on that journey.
Well, now, if you want me to speak about Las Vegas or just my journey in general?
Let's start from the beginning.
Oh boy!
Before, you can make it.
I'll try to cut it down.
So you cut it down.
I try to cut it down. I actually started out singing in Baptist church, a little Baptist church. My dad was the director of the choir. My dad was a gospel singer, very well known in Chicago.
Oh.
And so I always had to sing in his shadow, so to speak. I started out singing in church at about 12 years old, and always looking at my dad to what I should or should not do or how it should be done. He was, we're both the same sign, both Capricorns, and before I knew what that meant, I always wanted to do things the right way. He was a stickler for that, and sang through high school and. In high school, I sang in different vocal groups. I always loved, I grew up in what was the Motown era, the real Motown era.
Yes.
And so I had all that music to my advantage. And of course, I love the Temptations. And without realizing it, I'm moving forward a little bit. I don't want to take too much time.
Yes.
We got an opportunity to come to Las Vegas, which I thought was, I had a guy walk up to me at a wedding I was singing at and says, you're very good. Have you ever thought about going to Las Vegas? I said, I think about it all the time. He says, well, could I shoot a video of you guys? I said, sure. He shot a video, not a very good one, but he shot a video.
At least they got the point.
But he sent it to a lady here who I credit with my initial success in Las Vegas, a lady by the name of Barbara Kelly. She was the entertainment director at the Flamingo Hilton in Las Vegas. And when she called me, I actually didn't believe her. I said, this is a crank call. Who is this really? And she says, no, my name is, I said, give me your phone number so I can call you back. We didn't have caller ID in those days. She gave me her number. I called her back. She says, will you talk to me now? I said, yes, ma'am, I will. But it turned out, great lady. We came out, we met. She took an instant interest in us.
Wow.
And she gave me the one thing that I didn't know at the time. We came to Las Vegas, we played the first time for 2 weeks, the next time for 4 weeks, and then they gave us a 5-year, 42-week contract in Las Vegas. Amazing. And I didn't know, because I didn't know anybody, I thought that's how everybody got hired in Las Vegas. I thought that getting this, now mind you, at the time I was a career 14-year postal service worker. I was a letter carrier. I had a career job. So now I have to find a way to go back and tell my wife that I really want to do this. I took a leave of absence from my job and 6-month leave to see if this is going to really work. The 5-year deal was put in place. I worked certain weeks at the Las Vegas Hilton, certain weeks at the Flamingo Hilton. But I didn't know that wasn't how everybody came in. I thought that's what. So moving forward, I moved the family here, my wife and kids, in '93. I was trying to, see, I want to be sure-footed.
Yes.
And after I discussed this, I went and discussed this with her. She was all for it. My dad had passed away by this time, and my mom told me, she says, I know you. If you get involved, you're gonna get into it all the way. So just go out and make us proud.
Yes.
So I had the wind beneath my wings. So I came out here and gave it a shot. And ironically, I moved my family here in '93. Told my wife I didn't want her to work. I just wanted her to relax. We were doing very well. And then I got hit in the head with the show that I was working in was closing, but they were moving to Reno. So I had a choice. Stay work in the showroom in Reno or continue to work in the lounges in Las Vegas. And so I decided I was going to Reno. I didn't move the family, but as soon as I got my family playing it, now I went to Reno to perform. And I was there for 6 years.
That is phenomenal.
I worked in Reno in a production show in the main showroom there, and then my career took off. During that 6-year period, I played in 15 different foreign countries. I started working in different showrooms. The Reno Tahoe Convention Authority hired us to promote tourism in Reno, and they were flying us all over the United States.
That's amazing.
To promote tourism in Reno Tahoe. And then I did my first overseas tour to Japan. I've been to Japan 7 times.
Oh my.
I played Australia, China, Thailand, Singapore, and it's then I came back and then I started working cruise ships. Something that I was just so intrigued. I really wanted to work cruise ship, and then when I started working them, I said, I'll never do this again. in China. Oh my God.
You are absolutely amazing. And I have to take a break. I want to take a break actually because I want to go to some of your video. And then when we come back, we're going to discuss more of this story. And this is really an amazing story. So just so you'll see what type of talent this is, we're going to take a break and watch this video. We'll be right back.
Baby, whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around. Baby, but still I'm crazy about you. You're still way too long and I can't do without you. Every chance you get, you seem to hurt me more and more. It's my girl, my girl. I'm talking about my girl, my girl. I ride like the wind, I ride like the wind, ride like the wind.
And we're back with Gregg Austin. Did you see what I mean? Your talents are amazing. You know, and I have to say, when I first seen you on stage, I was mesmerized. I really was. Because I see your whole show is dynamic, is well put together. And I see Gregg step out on stage, you were with your group, and your performances are just, I mean, you cannot take your eyes off of you, Gregg. Like really, my cheeks was hurting. This is no joke. My cheeks were hurting because I was smiling so much because you're so talented. Let's tell the audience the name of your group.
Second Wind. You got the name from, of course, being in Chicago, in the Windy City. So that's where I got the name from. But I was telling you, I was working cruise ships, Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
Majorly for Royal Caribbean. I did Carnival, Norwegian. And then I came back to Las Vegas to a very dismal entertainment place. It's just, I got an opportunity then to go to Scottsdale. There was a guy hired me.
Nice there.
Beautiful, Scottsdale. I did what was supposed to be a 7-week show there. We were there for 10 years. Wow. I was in Arizona. It was actually 7-week trial at a place called Casino, Arizona. I created my own show called Showstoppers Live. I modeled it after Legends in Concert and then American Superstars, who I worked for Donnie Moore for a number of years. So I set that venture in place, and it very successful. It ran, I said, 10 years. So then I'm going back and forth from Arizona to Las Vegas. Family still in Las Vegas.
That's amazing.
I came back to Las Vegas and I decided, I told my wife, I said, you know, I really want to create something here. I've worked, I've done all these things.
Right.
I really would like to live in Las Vegas and actually sleep in my bed one night, you know.
Right.
So I had a friend of mine, I had an opportunity, believe it or not, to work with a guy who brought Joe Frazier into town.
Really?
And he wanted me to produce the show for him. Joe Frazier was the singer. Now Joe's not a strong singer, but he did sing. And so when I put the show together for him, and when Joe showed up, I looked at Joe and I thought, Joe was on a cane.
Oh my.
I thought, Joe can't go on stage by himself, he'll fall off the stage.
Oh my.
I said, Harmony, you gotta get somebody to go out there with him. He did like this. I said, So now I go from producer to now I'm Joe's straight man. But that little gig, by being Joe's straight man, Joe's manager, Les Wolf, was there, and he said, you know, you're very good with Joe. He says, so we wound up doing several shows together in and out of New York. So I did with Joe Frazier. That contact allowed me to be seen by some people at the South Point.
That's amazing.
And I sat down with the general manager at the South Point to talk to him about putting together a musical variety show. And to tell you the truth, I didn't know what I was going to name it. I had this vision in my mind. I wanted to have a show that featured, there's so many talented people in this city.
Yes.
And I just wanted to be party to reaching out to a certain demographic, my age, that could come out and have a great time, night on the town. And that's what I'm really going to call it, the first night on the town. And so Ryan said to me, well, Gregg, what do you want to call this thing? And I said, The Magic of Motown and More. And he jumped up, he says, I love it, let's do it.
You do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. You're still way too long, and I can't do without you.
So Ryan told me to come back, and he wanted to talk with the entertainment director, the guy at the time, and about putting the show on. When I came back, Ryan looked at me with a long face. He says, Gregg, He says, I'm so sorry. He says, I don't think this is going to work. I've talked to some people here, and we think it's the wrong demographic. We think it's not. He says, I know what you think. I know you think it's going to work. He says, but we've had no luck with putting things in that smaller room. We've had that room for. He says, that's on the end of the hotel that I wish we could do something else with.
Well, they just haven't met you yet.
Well, I couldn't tell him that. But I did tell him, I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, here's what I want you to do. Give me 4 weeks, whatever you spent on any of the band that you had in that room, just give me that. I won't even ask you what the number is. Just give me a 4-week contract and let's see where we're at in 4 weeks. So he says, okay, fine. So the second week of, first of all, the first week, there's not a seat in the place.
See there?
That you cannot, the second week, people are literally fighting to get seats. Ryan comes to the room and he calls me, and I'm in the dressing room getting dressed.
Yes.
He calls me and says, Gregg, I need to talk to you. I said, well, Ryan, I'm trying to can you come into the green room? He says, I can't get in the room. You have to come out. And I'm a stickler about time. So show starts 8 o'clock means show starts 8 o'clock. Does not mean 10 after, 8, 5 after, it means show starts. So now I have to change out of my costume, go out and talk to Ryan and let him know I've got 10 minutes. So he says, I don't know how you do this. We've never had this many people here. I said, then you need to pay me properly for this, which he did the very next day.
Oh,
but
that's
we went.
incredible. I
was in that room, in the smaller room, the 170-seat room. I was in there for, I want to say, a year and a half. And after their counts of over 500 people, which meant there were more people outside the room than were inside the room, they started putting chairs outside so people could go get their own chairs and set them down.
Oh my.
And then they moved this to the showroom in March of 2014.
That's incredible.
And we've been there ever since, and we've had sold out audiences. And I have to knock on wood. We've had sold out audiences there for the entire time I've been in that showroom. And
well, the show is phenomenal. It's incredible. And like I said, you have to go and see it and see why they have a sold out. There's so many things in Vegas, and I think you've set a record. You've done something that many people cannot or have not done. You're phenomenal, and I see why so many people want to come to your show. And I tell people they really should go see your show. There's so many things go on in Las Vegas, and but the type of show that you do and the quality of talent that you have, I know that you must be very picky because everyone on your show is outstanding. It's not the average type of show here in Vegas. And people want to say that you can't, you know what you have, what's in your spirit, and you prove to them that you can. And you're still going strong.
It's really,
I have to commend you.
The funny thing about it is, most of these people who are in charge of these things are what I call 9-to-5 people.
Yes.
But everything happens after 5 o'clock in our business.
Yes.
And so for the most part, and if you are dialed into what supply and demand is all about.
Yes.
See, I realize
that's so true.
Oh, supply and demand.
Yes.
But you can't you can't experience supply and demand if you're not there, if you have nothing to gauge it by.
Right.
And there's been a particular situation with my situation at Texas Station.
Yes.
When I sat down with the general manager there, Stacy Stagg, the entire time I was talking to her, she was doing this. She was actually writing things down.
Yes.
She actually listened to what I said to her. When I walked into that room, there was a band in there, I won't call the name because they're still playing here in town. But I counted 13 people in the room.
Oh.
On a Friday night.
Yes.
Now, I actually added 50 seats on the dance floor because we're not a dance band.
Yes.
People want to sit and watch the show.
They want to see
I have a small
show.
area to dance in, but we are primarily a show.
Right.
So I had them add 50 seats on the dance floor. So, and you cannot, on any given Friday night, you cannot find a seat. Even, it's, at the show I was doing at the South Point before I moved into the showroom, people were literally showing up at 4 o'clock to get seats for an 8 o'clock show. It got so bad, I didn't want to walk through the door out of the green because they think I can magically bring seats out.
Yeah. Everybody wants the favor.
It was, and Michael Livinati, who's the entertainment director at the South Point, says, "Gregg, this is a great problem to have." I said, "No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. I'm having the same problem at Texas Station right now."
Wow. Tell the audience, tell them the nights, the time when they can come and see your show.
Every Tuesday night, South Point Hotel and Casino and Spa, in the showroom from 8 until 11. Every Friday night at Texas Station Hotel and Casino. And we're in the South Padre. The show starts at 9 and we end it at 12:30. And I'd love for you, if you get an opportunity to come out and hang out with us, and please let me know you're there. I'm busy, but I'm never too busy to say hello. So if you get an opportunity, you come in, I'd love for you to let me know you're there.
You're going to love the show. You're absolutely going to love it. The talent on your show. Okay, I'm trying to find the right words as well. You can tell they're more seasoned. You can tell they're more rehearsed than most. And I think that is what Vegas is missing. We have great talent here, but we want to make sure our talent know and have the proper work ethics to be in entertainment.
Let me share something with you. One of my experiences here, and I go through this all the time because people know I'm a fuss budget about my show.
Right.
Well, that's virtually everything I've ever done. I've had several businesses, and I've been successful in all of them. And in retrospect, I sit sometimes and think, boy, I've had a really blessed life, but there's work involved. And what's happened to Las Vegas is, first of all, we've lost what I call value for personality entertainment. This town was built on personality entertainment. And what I mean by that, somebody will come, you get dressed up, you go out to see Frank, Dean, Sammy, or you would go and see talent, and these were rehearsed acts. Nowadays,
very rehearsed.
And when I first worked in Las Vegas, I had, as I told you, I had a 42-week, 5-year deal. I knew I was going to be working 42 weeks out of the year. We made a decent salary. I could support my family. Right at the millennium is when everything changed. And now you're fighting for one night here, one night there, whereas we were working 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. So that's what's different about it. But we were also rehearsed. So now the problem is that because you're only working one night, certain musicians don't want to rehearse. They want to play at your show. They don't want to take the time to learn your show.
Exactly.
They don't want to learn your show. They want to play for this show, then they want to play for this show, and I'm here tomorrow, and as opposed to being in a set circumstance that's going to give them the benefit of being seen as a professional act. The funny thing about it, people think, and I can't say some of this stuff because some of it that's been said about me. I had one guy in particular say that, well, Gregg must be getting kickbacks. Kickbacks? I was so insulted by the word kickback because I don't think they understand that's illegal, first of all.
Yes.
I'm not about anything illegal.
That's right.
But they neglected to realize the fact that these opportunities, and that's exactly what they are, these opportunities were being presented to me because of the fact that I'm willing to do the work to earn the opportunity. Now, it's up to me, even in the case of an opportunity, you have to be prepared to succeed because some people will give you an opportunity to see you fail.
That's very true.
They will give you an opportunity to show that you are not up to the opportunity.
Yes.
So that's never been the case for me. If I see a challenge out there, and I love it when somebody tells me I can't do something. So that's just, for me, you just knocked the notch up 3 inches for me.
Yes.
I'm ready to show you you don't know what you're talking about.
It's an inspiring word.
Oh, sure. different shows I've done. I mean, I had a Michael Jackson show that I toured all over the country with, that I created. I had an Elvis show. I had a country western show one. Then when I showed up, the guy says, it was funny because you get these looks, nobody's expecting to see me.
Yes.
Look at Mr. Austin. I said, I'm Mr. Austin. For the country western.
That's sweet.
I said, that's okay, I understand. I know you thought you were going to see somebody else, but no, I'm Mr. Austin.
Yes.
But I've had that experience my entire career. People, it's unexpected. But again, when I was up in the wine country, I did a show up there 6 months. Did a country western show up there for 6 months in Northern California.
Incredible.
I was in Northern California. I told you my daughter wanted me to put together a website when I started thinking about stuff that she's asked me this and asked me, and I'm realizing I feel like I'm patting myself on the back. It's all true, but
Yes.
I have had all these major accomplishments in my lifetime, and I want to share them with somebody so bad, but I just cannot. I'm hurting because I can't find anybody that has the wherewithal to say, okay, Gregg, take the baton. I'm getting ready to run with it now. Hand it to me.
Wow.
Because I didn't have any help when I came here.
Yes.
And I think the biggest...
well, that's what makes you so incredible.
Well,
That you're doing all this independently and succeeding.
one of the things I learned from my dad. My dad said to me, I was about 14 years old. He says, not everybody can take these and apply them to these.
That's
And he says,
very
you have
true.
you have that talent. You can take something you see and
That's
apply it to
deep.
your hands.
Oh, I
That's-
love that.
A certain level and stay there.
Yes.
You don't want to dip below it. If you can excel yourself, fine, but you definitely
Yes.
don't want to dip below that.
Absolutely.
And if you can, this is a tough business. As I told you, I left a career job at the post office. I've been there 14 years, but you know what? I took a 6-month leave of absence, and I don't know where I was or what I was doing on the day that I was supposed to make the decision to go back. I never looked back. I never thought about it. I never wrote it down.
You
I took a
made it
6-month leave of
happen.
absence, but you can't go forward if you're ever looking behind you.
That is outstanding advice that people really need to hear because you are, to me, I have to say it again, you are incredible.